कोड़ू नवलकांत जी फर्स्ट। नवलकांत, आप बताएं कि मुख्तार अंसारी का डेथ होना, उसके मायने क्या हैं प्रयागराज, वाराणसी, मऊ, गाजीपुर के लोगों के लिए, जो 1990 के दशक में और 2000 के दशक में मुख्तार अंसारी का वो चेहरा देखते हैं जिसको सोच के शायद अभी भी सिहर जाते होंगे?
देखिए, मुख्तार अंसारी के दो पक्ष हैं। एक पक्ष ये है कि वो एक उत्तर प्रदेश के गैंग नंबर 191 का सरगना था। दूसरा पक्ष ये है कि वो चुनाव जीतकर विधानसभा में पहुंचा था। दोनों रसूख आपसे मैं उसका डिस्कस करना चाहूंगा। देखिए, उसके खिलाफ 65 से ज्यादा मामले दर्ज हुए थे, 21 से ज्यादा मामले चल रहे थे, लेकिन उसके खिलाफ कोई सजा नहीं होती थी। उसके खिलाफ उसको खाली जेल में बंद कर दिया जाता था, लेकिन कोर्ट से कुछ नहीं होता था। लेकिन पिछले कुछ सालों में, मैं कहूंगा कि मात्र 1.5 सालों में 7-8 केसों में उसको सजा हो चुकी है, जिसमें से 2 उम्र कैद की सजा है। तो जाहिर सी बात है, उसका बड़ा रसूख था, बड़ी ताकत थी। और नंदलाल रूंगटा का अपहरण आपको याद होगा, वो हिंदू परिषद नेता थे और बड़े बिजनेसमैन थे। देखिए, जब पॉलिटिशियन उत्तर प्रदेश के, मैं आपको बताऊं कि यहाँ पे जब नेता जो अपराधी थे, बाहुबली थे, वो पहले नेताओं को जिताते थे, फिर इनको लगा मैं खुद क्यों नहीं जीत सकता हूं। उसके बाद इस तरह के गैंगस्टर आना शुरू हुए और एक जैसे पॉलिटिक्स में होता है कि हिंदू वोटर और मुस्लिम वोटर, इसी तरह का माहौल पूर्वांचल में भी हुआ। और एक तरफ मुख्तार अंसारी अतीक थे, एक तरफ ब्रिजेश सिंह, कृष्णानंद राय और तमाम लोग थे। इस तरह का पूरा माहौल क्रिएट हुआ था। लेकिन राजनीति की दखल आप इस तरह से समझ सकते हैं कि जो 2009 का वाराणसी का चुनाव, लोकसभा का चुनाव हुआ था, उसमें जो मुरली मनोहर जोशी बीजेपी के प्रत्याशी थे और अंत तक लग रहा था लगातार वो पीछे चल रहे थे मुख्तार अंसारी से, और लास्ट में वो जीते हैं, तब जीते हैं जो इस समय कांग्रेस के प्रदेश अध्यक्ष है अजय राय, वो भी कांग्रेस से चुनाव लड़ रहे थे। और उन्होंने, चूंकि उनकी भी दुश्मनी रही है मुख्तार से, तो उन्होंने अपने वोट, ये कहा जाता है कि डलवाए मुरली मनोहर जोशी को, तब मात्र 20,000 वोटों से जीतते थे। तो राजनीतिक रसूख भी मुख्तार अंसारी के पास है। हम लोग के लिए हो सकता है माफिया हो, लेकिन एक बड़ा तबका है खासतौर से पूर्वांचल में, वो उसको मसीहा मानता है। और इसी जो मसीहा वाली ताकत है, मैं ये कहना चाह रहा हूं, हाँ, मैं कह रहा था कि जो उसकी मसीहा वाली ताकत है, वही नेताओं को, खासतौर से जो सेकुलर पॉलिटिक्स करते हैं, या सीधे सीधे शब्दों में कहें जो मुस्लिम वोटों की पॉलिटिक्स करते हैं, वो आकर्षित करती है। और इसी वजह से आप देख रहे होंगे कि इस मामले में, जिसमें अभी क्लियर भी नहीं है कि अभी इसकी जांच भी होनी है, और जो घोषित सरकार की तरफ से किया गया है कि उसकी मौत हार्ट अटैक से हुई है, उसको छोड़ करके लोग बातचीत कर रहे हैं कि कह रहे हैं, ट्वीट कर रहे हैं कि ये जो है एक तरह की हत्या है, कस्टोडियल हत्या। कस्टोडियल बेटा, अगर मुझे 10 सेकंड दे तो एक बात और मैं कहना चाहूंगा कि
वो तो इन्वेस्टिगेशन में आएगा
जी। और ये देखिए, आप इससे सोचिए ना कि
वो तो पिछले दिनों में आएगा
51 कस्टोडियल हत्या हुई। 51 इस 7 साल 8 साल के योगी के कार्यकाल में 65 हुई थी समाजवादी पार्टी के कार्यकाल में। लेकिन 65 और 51 को जोड़ लीजिए तो अब तक कितनों में विपक्ष ने मुद्दा उठाया है कस्टोडियल डेथ का।
ठीक है, सही बात है। पर जो मेरे को बात समझ में आ रही है, मैं हेमंत तिवारी जी से पूछना चाहूंगा कि ये जो रॉबिनहुड वाली इमेज बनाई जाती है, जैसे अभी नवलकांत भी कह रहे थे कि माफिया की जो एक छवि थी कि वो मसीहा हैं कुछ एक तबके के, जिसको राजनीतिक पार्टियों ने, दोनों ने, समाजवादी पार्टी और बहुजन समाजवादी पार्टी ने भुनाया। तो और फिर ऐसे में माफिया को लगता है कि भाई हम नेता को जिताते हैं तो हम खुद ही बन जाएं। और उन्होंने जो 4 नाम दिए, उदाहरण दिए कि बहुत सारे पूर्वांचल में बने, मुख्तार अंसारी उसमें से एक थे। पर ये जो बात हम करते हैं माफिया के मसीहा होने की, ये मीडिया क्रिएशन नहीं है हेमंत तिवारी? जमीन पे जो लोग सफर करते हैं, आम आदमी, उनसे पूछिए।
कुछ खास मामलों में शायद कम है, एकदम से नहीं है तो नहीं कह सकते हैं। कारण है कि आप अगर गाजीपुर, मऊ इन इलाकों में जाइए एक खास कम्युनिटी के लोग इनको अपना मसीहा मानते हैं, ये सच्चाई है। लेकिन एक बड़ी चीज जो मैं आपको बताना चाहूंगा, Navalkant mentioned the incident of 2009 general elections, and what I personally feel, the same scenario is going to be repeated in this ongoing general elections. ये 2009 में एक चीज बताना भूल गए कि जब
हाउ?
मुरली मनोहर जोशी लगभग चुनाव हार रहे थे लोकसभा का, वाराणसी में, मतलब नरेंद्र मोदी के जाने के पहले 5 साल पहले जो चुनाव हुए थे, जब लगा कि मुरली मनोहर जोशी चुनाव हार रहे थे, तो उस वक्त वहां बड़ा मैसेज गया और एक लोकल पोलराइजेशन हुआ। लोकल पोलराइजेशन, फिर से बता रहा हूं, स्थानीय स्तर पर धार्मिक आधार पर ध्रुवीकरण हुआ और हिंदू वोटिंग हो गई। अभी जो हो रहा है, अभी जो सीन में आज पूरे दिन भर देख रहा हूं, कल उनके डिमाइस के बाद, वो भी इसी लाइन पे जा रहा है। जा रहा है, जिनको मुसलमान मतों की जरूरत है वो अपनी सिंपैथी दिखा रहे हैं, चाहे किसी पार्टी के नेता हो, तो मुख्तार अंसारी के लिए। और मुख्तार अंसारी के लिए अगर सिंपैथी की बात करेंगे और ये चीज मुसलमानों के बीच जाएगी, तो जाहिर सी बात है उन सारे इलाकों में इसकी विपरीत प्रतिक्रिया होगी, रिवर्स रिएक्शन, जिसको हम कहते हैं पोलराइजेशन। तो मुख्तार अंसारी की
ओके।
मौत एक साधारण घटना के तौर पर मैं नहीं देखता हूँ, बहुत बड़ी बात बता रहा हूँ, मैं साधारण घटना के तौर पर नहीं देखता हूँ। मुख्तार अंसारी इस बात के सिंबल हो गए हैं, जो पॉलिटिकल एक्टिविटीज आप देखी गई, जो रिएक्शंस देखे गए, कि मुख्तार अंसारी 2024 के पार्लियामेंट्री इलेक्शन में उत्तर प्रदेश की जमीन पर, खास तौर से ईस्टर्न यूपी में, एक बड़ा इशू हो सकते हैं। इशू क्या होंगे? इशू होंगे तो स्वाभाविक रूप से सपा या बसपा, खासतौर से सपा, जिनको मुस्लिम वोटों की वाकई दरकार है, मुस्लिम वोटों की ओर ज्यादातर है भी, इसमें कोई शक नहीं, तो वो सिंपैथी लेने की कोशिश करेगा। उसका जो रिएक्शन होगा, तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी को बिना कुछ किए धरे बैठे बैठाए इसका लाभ होगा। उत्तर प्रदेश का इतिहास, इसका रिसेंट पास्ट इस बात का गवाह रहा है। इसलिए मैं इस बात की आशंका और संभावना, आशंका तो हटाए, मैं इसकी संभावना देखता हूं कि मुख्तार अंसारी अपने मरने के बाद भी एक बड़ा
दिस इज
पॉलिटिकल इशू बनने जा रहे हैं। जी।
Hemant Tiwari, you have given a very deep journalistic understanding of the consequences of this development. But what is my takeaway is that essentially what we are already seeing, Deshratan Nigam, is that there is brazen political opportunism already panning out in the form of the support and sympathy that's being showered on the family of Mukhtar Ansari. In a way, it's unfortunate, Deshratan Nigam. It's not sympathy, you see. It's absolute brazen political manipulation of the death of Mukhtar Ansari. And then we have some people who talk about, with nostalgia, the kind of chicken biryani Mukhtar Ansari used to serve them, irrespective of, and they would be willing to, or they were willing to overlook his criminal antecedents just because they were happy being with a Don and for whatever reasons enjoy that company, unfortunately. Deshratan Nigam. Deshratan Nigam, can you unmute yourself? We are not getting you.
Yes. Sorry. Abhishek, let me make it very clear that the underworld and the world of crime has lost a gangster, a mobster, and a murderer, extortionist, a rioter, and a terrorist, and whose shoes cannot be allowed to be filled by anybody, whosoever high he may be. And that is where the role of the Yogi government comes into the picture, which they are capable of ensuring that such kind of shoes, criminal shoes, are never filled. Secondly, the first case was lodged in 1978, and the conviction, because of the political patronage that the Samajwadi Party gave and many other political parties were in cahoot with such kind of mafia dons, the witnesses used to get hostile or they were, abducted or murdered. Finally, the conviction took place after 44 years in 2022. And there are 8 other convictions. And he had gone for life. There was no chance of his coming out of the jail. And therefore, I don't think there would be anybody interested in murdering him. And he was gone for good. and therefore to create such kind of atmosphere while trying to create a martyr of a criminal is abhorrent and should be avoided at all cost. And such kind of sympathy, there should not be any
Right.
sympathy for such people. And please remember his role in Mau riots,
Absolutely.
and he was brazenly moving with guns on an open jeep. This was his role, and the society has to think
Yes.
very seriously and introspect ourselves, whether they are from Muslim community or Hindu community. Such elements and the Robin Hood kind of propaganda which is being spread should never be there, because those who live by fire die by fire, and the karmic cycle today is complete. You get punished
Yes,
for your
exactly that.
crimes in this world only. Please remember that. And anybody who's trying to get political mileage of it are playing with fire. Let me tell
Okay.
you, if you polarize, there has to be counter polarization. So don't play
Deshwatan
into
Nigam,
that
it
field.
seems both the sides, the SP and the BSP little openly, and the BJP maybe silently, because as Hemant Tiwari mentioned, that if a polarization happens of the minority community, a counter polarization ipso facto happens from the majority community also. Abbas Haider, 2 points come out of this. One, that what is being seen as sympathy is actually not sympathy, but absolute brazen manipulation to polarize and to benefit from this development, from this death of Mukhtar Ansari. And two, Abbas Haider, you are absolutely silent on the fact that for 20 years, 30 years, n number of crimes went unpunished. It's only now that the government resolved and convictions started happening that you are questioning the law and order. It's actually double standards, Abbas Haider.
No, Sheikh, I would like to answer both of your questions. First of all, it is not sympathy; it is a concern of the opposition that extrajudicial killing, or if a person dies in a judicial custody, there is a suo motu, there is a standard.
Can't we wait
operating
till the
procedure
investigation is over for that?
No, that an inquiry
Abbas
has to
Haider.
take place. I'm sorry. I'm audible to you.
I'm saying, can't we wait for the investigation to be over before we come to a conclusion whether this is extrajudicial, etc.? Because remember, there is a probe already ordered, a magisterial probe ordered. There is a post-mortem that has happened.
Yeah, so that's the operating procedure. That's nothing new. Basically, we have requested for our inquiry under the Supreme Court's guidance, so that there shouldn't be, because here big names have been taken. He has taken names of big fishes. So basically, you cannot you cannot expect an independent inquiry. So that is one thing. It's not just about one person. It is about people who are behind bars, people who are in jails. It is about the security of many politicians, CMs, and former chief ministers.
Okay.
They are in jail. We have seen. What about them? If similar thing might happen to them, God forbid. So there has to be something. There has to be particular procedure which needs to be followed. And in this case, you have seen that on the 26th, he was taken to a Banda Medical College where no physician was available, as the family has said. There was a surgeon over there, and in 14 hours he was discharged. Normally, a patient from ICU is shifted to a general ward, as we all know. But he was then sent back to jail. So there has been something which draws attention, which is of prime concern to anybody. And we are not saying that a person who has committed a
But
crime.
Abbas Haider, you are papering over.
Paying his price in the jail. He was paying his price in the jail. But that does not mean that
Abbas Haider.
judicial killing that cannot
Abbas.
be expected in a rule of law
comment?
like us. We are not China, neither Russia, neither we can ever be Russia or China. We are India. We are a democratic
Okay,
country,
Abbas,
and
you see, you are jumping the gun, I think. Abbas, you are
No, we are
jumping
not
the gun.
jumping the gun.
Abbas, you're jumping the gun. But I'll come to you, Deshwatan Nigam.
And things should be brought to the table, that what has really happened.
There is already an inquiry going on. Trust the process to be completed. Then you can raise questions, and you of course have the option of going to the Supreme Court. Nobody is stopping you and the family. But Abbas Haider,
he was sent to
but you
jail
are.
in 2005 when Samajwadi Party.
Yes,
was in
that's a
power,
more important
and
one.
He has followed the due process. After that, he has got convicted 2-3 years back. So and what about other cases? There are people who have got 106 cases. Even Mukhtar Ansari he was a witness in one of the cases against these people. He won 106 cases. He is protected by the government. So you never talk about them. The BC government will not talk about conviction of those people who have been protected. I believe that a state should not have state protected criminal and ordinary criminal. A criminal should be dealt with with the strictest punishment possible, but according to the law. You cannot go against the law. You cannot discriminate between.
No, what
criminals.
what is a heart attack to do? What is heart attack to? What is one heart attack to do with process of law? I mean, you are clearly connecting the unconnected, Abbas Haider, but you did not answer my question. And let me try to understand. You are focusing on only one aspect, which is a matter of probe. So let's not jump the gun, Abbas Haider, but the question of absolute, ruthless, brazen polarization being sought of the Muslim vote bank. नवल कांत, आप मुझे क्विकली अगर बता पाएं कि किस तरह का आंकड़ा ये राजनीतिक पार्टियों के दिमाग में होगा, मन में होगा, जब वो इस तरह का पोलराइजेशन का सोच रहे हैं। पूर्वांचल की कितनी सीट है जहां पे मुख्तार अंसारी, जैसा हेमंत तिवारी कह रहे हैं, मुख्तार अंसारी एक फैक्टर हो सकता है?
देखिए, मऊ, आजमगढ़, बलिया, बनारस, इस तरह की तमाम सीटें हैं जहां मुख्तार अंसारी का रसूख है और वहां पे मुस्लिम वोट बैंक अच्छी खासी संख्या में है। विपक्ष की रणनीति ये है कि जो मुस्लिम वोट बैंक सीधे सीधे उनके पास पूरा आ जाए, उसके अलावा थोड़ा सा दलितों का और पिछड़ों का कॉम्बिनेशन हो जाए, तो वो कई सीटों पे जो अपने तरीके से उसको हासिल कर सकती हैं। लेकिन जैसा कि हेमंत जी ने कहा कि जो एक काउंटर पोलराइजेशन होता है, वहां पे इस वजह से हिंदू भी बहुत यूनाइट होते हैं और ये देखना होगा, ये दिलचस्प होता जा रहा है कि सीधे सीधे हिंदू मुस्लिम की पॉलिटिक्स शुरू हो गई विपक्ष और बीजेपी के बीच में, और अब देखना ये होगा कि आगे ये पलड़ा किस तरफ भारी होता है।
But the fact of the matter is,
सीधे बीजेपी को फायदा दिख रहा है, बीजेपी का फायदा।
Fact of the matter is, on some seats the Samajwadi Party would benefit. I'm not sure about the BSP, but on some seats, obviously, with counter polarization, BJP would benefit. But the fact of the matter is, Deshratan Nigam, unfortunately, I've run out of time, but I have to wrap up. Unfortunately, the fact of the matter is that Mukhtar Ansari was a gangster, a mafia, who took upon himself politics as a career and thought that that's a way to protect himself from the long arms of the law. It was only a matter of time, of course, and when a resolute government came, Mukhtar Ansari had to face consequences of his actions. He has died of a heart attack. We should not be getting nostalgic about any aspect of his personality, but just focus on the fact that there were hundreds and thousands of people who suffered in the heydays of Mukhtar Ansari's mafia-dom, and they have a sigh of relief now. And everything else is politics. On that note, thank you so much, Deshratan Nigam, Naval Kant, Hemant Tiwari, and Abbas Haider for joining us. And before we slip into a short break, Republic Media Network is proud to announce the launch of our exclusive Nazar Ka Tika campaign, encouraging all Indians to come ahead and vote. At Republic, we believe voting is the cornerstone of our democracy, driving progress and safeguarding freedom for all. Join us in our Nazar Ka Tika campaign and vote for a new India. Thanks for watching.
Amity faculty have filed over 2,100 patents. Yet another reason why Amity has been ranked among the top for innovation achievements.
कांग्रेस को जब से कर्नाटका में मौका मिला है, तो इन्होंने कर्नाटका को अपना एटीएम बना दिया है।
Aspersions on the Supreme Court, one of the most revered institutions.
They have not simply got rid of Article 370. They have dismembered the state of Jammu and Kashmir by mischievously misinterpreting both Article 3 of the Constitution and Article 370 of the Constitution.
हम इस जजमेंट से सेटिस्फाइड नहीं है। मेरा मानना यह है कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट सुप्रीम जरूर है, मगर इनफेलेबल नहीं है। हम अपने एक लीगल हक के लिए लड़ रहे थे हमको किसी से खैरात की जरूरत नहीं है 5 एकड़ जमीन की।
600 eminent lawyers have now written to the Chief Justice over the issue.
हमारे जैसे वकील हम डिफर कर सकते हैं व्यूज के, जुडिशरी के जो जजमेंट को हम कह सकते हैं कि ये ठीक नहीं किया, परंतु हम उनके कार्य करने के और उनको ये सर्टिफिकेट देने के एंटाइटल नहीं है कि अच्छा कर रहे हैं या गंदा कर रहे हैं। रिलीफ दे दिया तो बहुत अच्छा है, नहीं मिला तो गलत है। हमारी जुडिशरी कानून के अंतर्गत काम करती है।
With even the Prime Minister weighing in on the issue. Not just the government, some even in the opposition backed the move.
It's very alarming and very disturbing to read this story because India is a free country. Our forefathers have fought the British to get freedom into this country, and if in the most important out of the 4 pillars, our judiciary is one of the most critical pillars of our freedom movement, and if that a lot of lawyers feel is compromised, it's extraordinarily alarming and worrisome.
Is there an attempt to selectively undermine the judiciary? Let's debate.
Trending burning question, powered by Reva University and Century Club Prime.
Thank you for joining us. The trending burning question. Kejriwal is getting support. Very little support from India, but a lot of support from countries like America, countries like Germany, and now the United Nations. United Nations has given a comment about Kejriwal's arrest by saying that everyone's rights must be protected, etc. The same UN, which has been wishy-washy on how UNRWA or UNRWA employees, UNRWA members in Gaza were disguised as terrorists. The same United Nations is giving advice to India that they hope Kejriwal's rights are protected. Why are these countries speaking out of turn? That's a trending burning question.
US and Germany raising questions about India's democracy. India taking a strong exception.
Yesterday, India had lodged its strong objection and protest with the senior official from the US Embassy with regard to the comments made by the US State Department. The recent remarks by the State Department are unwarranted.
Questioning of democracy leading to a diplomatic tiff.
Ich komme zurück auf den Fall des verhafteten Oppositionspolitiker Arvind Kejriwal. Nachdem Ihr Kollege den Fall am Freitag kommentiert hat, wurde der stellvertretende Botschafter in Delhi vom dortigen Außenministerium einbestellt.
Also Indien und Deutschland ein großes Interesse an einer vertieften Kooperation haben und da auch vertrauensvoll zusammenarbeiten. Insofern würde ich jetzt ungern hier aus vertraulichen internen Gesprächen berichten.
All of it seems to be an orchestrated attack on India's democracy. And the face of the campaign, Bangladeshi politician journalist Mushfiqul Fazal Ansari. Ansari wanted in his country for spreading disinformation and booked under terror charges. But the question that remains is, who is behind the malign India attack campaign? That is the trending burning question.
All right, on the debate this evening, we have Charu Pragya, spokesperson of the BJP, joining us live from the national capital. Akash Deepmuni, political analyst leaning towards the Aam Aadmi Party, also on the debate, live from Chandigarh, and Utsav Chakrabarti, who is the executive director of Hindu Action, joining us live from Washington, D.C. Let me go across to Akash Deepmuni. Akash Deep, are your allies in I.N.D.I.A, or are your allies in the US, the UN, and Germany? Why are they so interested about Kejriwal?
And who are they to
See,
lecture us?
Niranjan ji, yeah, Niranjan ji, I won't be able to answer your question because I am not Aam Aadmi Party or I am not from India Alliance. I'm a simple political analyst. But what I can answer is that I must say that the United Nations, US and Germany must restrain themselves, as told by Aam Aadmi Party also many a times yesterday on your channel also, that they should restrain themselves in our internal affairs. However, one point I want to make is that although the country should not make the statements, but the journalists who are reporting, like CNN, BBC, and other channels who are reporting, Al Jazeera, what they are reporting is concerning for both of Indians and abroad also. How Indian democracy uh, is being throttled by some, which seems it being throttled by some of the actions of enforcement directorate, central agencies, and also central government. We have seen that how it seems like that enforcement directorate is biased when they say that they don't have a money trail in this case and they keep a sitting chief minister inside jail. The interesting factor is that you might be worried as a journalist because you reported against the Air India scam, and today the scamster, when he joined BJP, is out and the case is closed. So it's a somewhat worrying situation in India. However, I must say again that United Nations should be more worried about international affairs rather than interfering in our internal affairs. And please don't search any scapegoat on this. But the one thing is I want to point out is the MEA should be answerable that why our diplomacy is failing and why these things have not been covered till now.
Yeah, let me go across, to Charu Pragya. Let me get in the BJP's version to this. Charu Pragya, you should also, do you think India must also take a stand on the way Trump is being treated in America about the $400 million fine that is being levied, on Donald Trump? You should also be vocal about the serious allegations of Israel that members of a UN agency, which is called UNRWA, UNRWA, were involved in the terrorist attack on Israel. They were members of UNRWA, but were actually terrorists in disguise who entered Israel and killed Israeli citizens, right? We should also speak about these things, to give it back to them in a language that they also understand.
Niranjan, a very good evening to you and good evening to all our viewers. Let's understand one thing very clearly and very categorically. India of today, the new India, never minces its words, and we do give it back, to quote you. At whatever platform this giving back is required, and it is done so in strong language which cannot be translated to mean anything else other than what we mean. So let's put this aside and be very clear that we are in a position where Indian diplomats, Indian ministers are speaking their mind and are putting India's position and India's thought on the global platform without any fear. The second thing we should remember is that we are a sovereign nation and we do not want interference of any other country in our internal affairs. And that is one reason why we also refrain from interfering in any other country's internal matters. Terrorism not being one of them, because terrorism is something which unites the globe, and we have always spoken out against terrorism, whether it's an attack somewhere or the situation in Palestine and Israel. India has always spoken out. But beyond that, we do our job and we expect the same from the other countries. MEA has spoken to diplomats, the Deputy Chief of Mission from the USA, spoken to the Germans, and we have seen Germany backtrack. But see, there is this particular misinformation which is being floated by certain sections of the media, which is encouraged by certain politicians in the country. And let's put that also as clearly across as the first statement. So their political motives are served by spreading half news. They say that a chief minister is behind bars, but they do not state that he is behind bars for skipping 9 summons by the enforcement directorate in a scam. In a scam where money trail has been established by the same Supreme Court. So we actually, I think, need to communicate harder, faster, better, and it has to be done from media outlets like you. And I thank you for picking up this topic today.
Niranjan, there is a fact check.
Let me get in our third. Yeah, what's your fact check? You can fact check her and I'll go across to our third panelist. What's your fact check?
Just 5 seconds fact check. ASG, who is the lawyer of Enforcement Directorate, Mr. Raju, told in the court, and it is written in the court proceedings also, that money trail has not been established. They are finding one, quote unquote. So money trail till now has not been established. Thank you.
The previous
ASG
judgment spoke.
You can check.
The
Niranjan,
previous judgment spoke of a money trail of
Anybody
350 crore.
I
And that
don't
has
want to
gone into
debate on
Aam
this,
Aadmi Party
but
coffers, and based
anybody
on
can
that
check.
evidence plus more, the CM is behind bars. Based on that
I would
itself,
request
the other
common
ministers
man
were
to
behind
Google.
bars.
Common man, please Google Raju said or not in court. It is in court proceedings that there has not been
What
established
Raju said in
money
court
trail.
and what Kejriwal said in court is being misrepresented sufficiently by Aam Aadmi Party. The bottom line is, if you can get a bail
Okay, let me get in Utsav also.
if a Lalu Prasad Yadav can also get bail, you can't point fingers at the court today.
Can I get in a word?
The Chief Minister remains behind bars.
Charu, I agree with you.
There is sufficient evidence to keep him there.
How can you agree with her?
Yeah, Charu Pragya, I do agree with you that.
Niranjan,
No, one second. No, 1 second. I'm not agreeing with her. I'm not agreeing with her on.
I'm an investigator. I'm not a judge. I am.
Oh my God! You hear me? Don't selectively quote me. 1 sec. Don't selectively quote me. 1 sec. Charu. He's selectively quoting me. I was about to complete my sentence when he butted in and tried to draw his conclusion. I was saying that I agree with her to the point that there is selective reporting on this issue when these so-called Western media outlets, fading Western media outlets, say and fail to report. You know, they say one thing, but they fail to report the fact that he'd skipped 9 summons. And I think that's a record for any Indian politician, let alone a chief minister. It's really sad because even the Prime Minister, let me remind you, when he was summoned when he was just a chief minister, even when he was summoned when he was a chief minister, had responded to those summons, and he didn't create this hangama, this hype, this drama. He just went, he attended the summons, he followed the rule of law, right? So it's one thing to do drama and then start this the Ashirwad Do Kejriwal Ko campaign, right? That's okay. You have the right to do that. But it's also political drama. It makes for good television. And before elections, of course, you can drum up and get some sympathy if it gets you good, some votes. Yeah, good for you. I want to go across Utsav. Charu, just hold on. Charu, hold on. Utsav hasn't spoken. 1 sec, hold on.
Yeah, okay.
Hold on. I'll come to you. Charu, just hold on. Utsav Chakrabarti.
Yeah.
See, Utsav, I think India is being very, 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 careful. I don't know why they're being careful about, these things. I mean, of course, they may respect the US, they may respect Germany. They have done their bit to call, diplomats from these countries and register their protest. But we have never spoken out of turn to take a stand on the violence in America, right? The racist attacks in America. And so many of our Indian students are also being killed. So we should have spoken about the law and order situation. But, yes.
So that is what a mature democracy and a mature statesman, a country which has a lot of good statesmen do. They respect international relations. They respect their foreign allies. And they respect even those who may not be fully allied with them. And that's what a mature nation does. So I really like the fact that India has responded in measure as needed, and I hope it will continue to do that. Now, I just want to, because I live in Washington, D.C., I just want to make a comment on the State Department question answer and the people involved in it. So more than the fact that America made a statement or the State Department made a statement on this, it is important for everybody in India and around the world to understand that America is full of lobbies. There are multiple power centers jostling to influence politics both inside and outside the country. And the person who asked the question...
Utsav, can I just pause you there for a second and ask you a follow-up question?
Yes.
Can I just pause you there for a second and ask you a follow-up question? I was reading about it. A lot of people have made comments about Arvind Kejriwal at different stages of his career post the service, right? The administrative service. whether it was his NGO or receiving funding at different stages of his activist career, has got funds from the Ford Foundation, for example. It's public knowledge. It's not a state secret. It's not blasphemous to talk about it, right? It's been reported. It's being discussed even now. His links to the Ford Foundation, for example, right? So would it be fair to say that there are lobbies? You mentioned lobbies, and that's why I picked up this point. Obviously, these lobbies are at work. Is it fair to say that, Utsav?
Yes, absolutely. Just the journalist who asked the question is very well known in Washington, D.C. for being a strong voice of the Jamaat-e-Islami, which is a pan-Islamist organization. He's originally from Bangladesh, but he has been pro-Jamaat-e-Islami, which includes Jamaat-e-Islami in Pakistan, as well as the Muslim Brotherhood in the Middle East. He has been known in this area for that support structure for a really long time. And the fact that he asked the question, the least we can infer from it is that there are sympathetical groups in America linked to the pan-Islamist organizations that are trying to promote Kejriwal. I'm not saying that Kejriwal is linked with them. What I'm trying to say here is that they find benefit in promoting Kejriwal. And that is something that people in India have to understand and figure out why they are finding benefit in promoting Kejriwal.
No, why would they find benefit in promoting Kejriwal? It's a very, very interesting question. Very interesting question. Charu, why would they look at Kejriwal as an ally? Why?
See, the thing is, Niranjan, in the past, there have been links established between the Aam Aadmi Party and separatist outfits in other countries. In the past, there has been links established between Khalistani leaders and Aam Aadmi Party. We saw the state in which Punjab was, and not just once, they tried to do it a second time. This habit of creating anarchy to get their own way is a classic trademark Aam Aadmi Party style. And that is why there are interest groups abroad which feel that we can give them a little bit of money, have them say what we need, and today, if that person is behind bars, how does it hurt them to make a statement or two here and there? At the end of the day, it doesn't make any difference in India, neither in the Indian judicial process nor in the Indian electoral process, and that is very clear to the people of this country. But instead of getting into technicalities, Niranjan, let's simplify things here. Let's simplify things and get it down to a point where we understand that all the press conferences which are being taken by Aam Aadmi Party leaders...
No, don't simplify. Don't simplify. Hold on. Hold on. Don't simplify it yet. Don't simplify it yet.
About increased commission.
Don't. One second. Just pause there. Pause there.
Matlab, it's hilarious.
Charu, pause there. Pause. Let me take that question. To Akashdeep. Just pause there, because you made a very interesting point about separatists and dancing with separatists. When I say dancing, I don't mean it literally, but of course, tallying with them.
Yeah.
Let me ask Akashdeep. Akashdeep, is it true or not that there is this Khalistani terrorist called Pannu who recently put out a video, right, saying that he funded Kejriwal, and he has said something like, he's put a number to it. He's saying that pro-Khalistani groups gave $16 million to Arvind Kejriwal since 2014. Now, $16 million, right, is a lot of money. And in 2014, when Kejriwal was just beginning to make inroads in Indian politics, $16 million.
I knew you will bring in...
You think that's what she was referring to, Charu? You think that's the reference being made by Charu?
Absolutely.
No, I'm not bringing.
We can make more.
She brought it up.
References. We can talk about photographs of Khalistani leaders with Aam Aadmi Party leaders. We can talk about the fact that even now when Raghav Chadha was in London, Niranjan, he had a photograph with one MP, and that MP is a separatist sympathizer.
Niranjan.
Yes, you're right. She's talking about Preet Gill. Preet Gill has asked for a separate Khalistan.
And Preet Gill has made several...
She's an enemy of India. I'm sorry.
...which are anti-India.
She wants the breakup of India.
Right. Now, Niranjan...
Okay, can you get Akashdeep to respond to that? Yes, Akashdeep.
The moment... Now, if you allow me, then I'll unravel everything.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Janata Party Akali Alliance. what they have been doing in Punjab, what they have done since 1995 in Punjab. Okay, and how under their rules, under the Akali and Bharatiya Janata Party rules, how they supported Khalistanis. How Akalis has always supported Khalistanis, with whom Bharatiya Janata Party was in alliance for a longer period of time. How they have supported
No. You know what? Even your current alliance partner, Congress, leaders have left the party in Punjab stating exactly this, that you are bad for national security. And Aam Aadmi Party government in Punjab spells trouble for the whole country. Can you deny that?
Okay. And Pannu, you're talking about Pannu. Now I'll point to point, I'll rebut. Pannu statement. Pannu was not talking about anything else, but he was warning Kejriwal. He was warning Kejriwal that in Tihar jail, Khalistani
Why is
will
it that all your statements need to be deciphered and translated in this vague manner?
Okay. Listen to me.
Take it at what it was at face value. Pannu gave money, his institution, organizations gave money to Aam Aadmi Party.
He was warning. आप थोड़ा सा पढ़ के आइए, थोड़ा सा न्यूज पढ़ के आइए, मैं कोट कर रहा हूँ.
नहीं, आप थोड़ा सा पढ़ लीजिए, बिकॉज ये ना आपका जो मनी ट्रेल्स है ये ओपन नॉलेज हो चुका है, ठीक है ना? ये पढ़ के आइए वाला डायलॉग वाले दिन चले गए हैं, क्योंकि आप मेरे सामने तो ये बोलिए ही मत. Can you deny Preet Gill's photograph with Raghav Chadha in London? One and only picture comes out and it is with a separatist. Is that a statement Aam Aadmi Party is making? Niranjan, can I get an answer to this, please? Was this a political statement being made by the Aam
Akashdeep and Charu. Nobody can hear you both. 1 second. Charu, 1 second. Charu and Akashdeep, nobody can hear you both. 1 second. Charu, pull back. Charu, pull back. Akashdeep, pull back for a second. Pull back for a second. Because, nobody can hear you when you're screaming. Both of you are talking about what Pannu said. Let me tell you what Pannu said. Pannu is, first of all, a terrorist. Let me tell you, Akashdeep, I agree with you. He's a terrorist. You can't take him at face value. We think the guy is a joke. Pannu is a joke. Okay? Pannu is a joke. But he has said, Kejriwal had a meeting with them in Gurdwara, Richmond Hills in New York in 2014, where Kejriwal allegedly promised to release the 1993 Delhi blast convict Devinder Pal Singh Bullard in lieu of financial support. That's the statement he's made. Right? It's being reported also everywhere. I mean, first of all, I agree with you. We don't take him seriously, but he has said that. Right? Now, you can't say that the BJP paid Pannu to make such an allegation. You can't say that the government of India has Pannu, cornered. That is why Pannu made that statement, right? Then he's the same guy who targets the Modi government all the while, right? And he's the same guy who claimed that agencies tried to target him. He's a joke. He's a joke. Then you can't be flirting with Khalistani elements on one hand. And Charu was right. And let me go across to Utsav. Let me give Utsav the last word. Utsav, do you think the time has come for India to speak up? Openly make a statement. Hope that Trump gets a fair trial. Right? Hope that the law and order machinery in the US administration, they should. I think we should speak out. The time has come, isn't it, Utsav? We should speak out. Would you back India doing that? Taking a more aggressive stand? I think it's time.
I think I would back the extremely capable Foreign Minister of India, Sri Jaishankar, to take the right decision. To be honest with you, I have been living in this country for the last 25 years. And in the last 6 to 7 years, the amount of diplomatic success and the amount of image building with backed up information and growth that India has achieved is really immense. And it's really appreciable. So I will let the Indian government and the capable officials in the Indian Foreign Ministry decide what to do. And I have full faith in America in doing the right thing when it comes to not interfering in foreign relations with India. And I think better minds will prevail. I think there will be lobbies in America which will continue to push this narrative. By the way, the same journalist Mushfiq who asked the question about Kejriwal was also very close to the Rahul Gandhi event last year in Washington, D.C. And we have a picture of him with Rahul Gandhi. So that doesn't mean much, but just sharing it with our audiences in India, there are a lot of elements in America from different international groups, organizations, lobbies that are not happy to see India succeed as a country and to see India succeed as a democracy. So they will be putting their pressure on America and on the other countries around the world to make India look bad before the election. That's a tried and tested technique for a really long time. There will be media outlets like Al Jazeera openly helping them. So I was seeing my colleague here quoting Al Jazeera or mentioning Al Jazeera. Al Jazeera is not a friend of India and will always do everything to undermine India. So just for everybody's information. So we have to understand what things are. We do not need to overreact to it. We should have faith in India's democracy and in India's judiciary. I think India is one of the strongest democracies in the world. Has 75 years of record proving it. So let chips fall where they fall. But it is important that we understand that there are lobbies out there working against India.
Yeah, and the last, I just want to make a last point that, I don't know how many people know, but the same United Nations that hopes that the rights of Shri Arvind Kejriwal will be protected. I hope that they come out and make a statement on employing terrorists as well, Charu. Charu, I think the time has come for India to also issue a statement. When Israel revealed that 6 UNRWA workers, UNRWA, a nodal agency of the UN, 6 of them were part of the wave of terrorists who breached the Gaza-Israel border and massacred civilians inside of Israel. Right? I think India should have issued a statement on these terrorists inside the UN.
For terrorism, we'll always issue a statement.
Employed by the UN,
Other than
paid
that,
by the
I
UN.
think India's foreign policy is been walking on a path which is absolutely perfect and there's no deviating from it. But before we end, I'm just going to take 10 seconds to make an observation here. Aam Aadmi Party is making a political statement even today by preferring to side with foreign forces intent on breaking India than dealing with the corruption mess that their own party has left behind in the capital of the country.
I want 10 seconds. That's strongly rebut.
Why don't you talk about Preet Gill in your 10 seconds then?
Okay, you can strongly rebut. I've run out of time. Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds. 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Okay, Akashdeep. Akashdeep, 5 seconds. 5 seconds. I have to end it. Come on.
Talk about
Charu, let him. Charu, give him 10 seconds. Charu, give him 10 seconds. Charu, give him 10 seconds. Charu, I'm running out of time. Give him 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Charu, give him 10 seconds.
I would make it that by adjoining name of Kejriwal with anti-national forces working outside is a good propaganda of Bharatiya Janata Party. But remember, after Aam Aadmi Party came in Punjab,
we are not writing articles for him in Washington.
Okay, running out of time. Thank you very much. That's all the time I had. Charu, Utsav and Akashdeep. I gave you 10 seconds. I've run out of time. Thank you very much. I've run out of time. Utsav, Akashdeep and Charu. Arnab is joining us next in 2 minutes. Thank you very much. Arnab live on the debate in 2 minutes. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Right, we are joined in by Mr. Andrew Middleton. He's Director of Apostles of the Sea, Baltimore. And I believe that's the port where the Dali tragedy happened, leading to the collapse of the bridge. Very good morning to you, Mr. Middleton, there in Baltimore. Good evening from India. And we heard about the tragedy, and we have seen reports about your involvement with some relief and rescue subsequently. Can you tell us what really exactly happened and how you came to know about this? Some dramatic visuals there for the world to see.
Okay. So yeah, we're a ministry to seafarers in the port of Baltimore. On Sunday morning, the crew reached out to me, asking if we could transport them to shopping as they were preparing to sail to Sri Lanka, and they wanted to be able to buy personal items, toiletries, and those kind of things, just little creature comforts that they could have for what was going to be an extended voyage down and around South Africa. So we were able to take them, volunteer was able to take them shopping on Sunday for about 5 or 6 hours. They went to Walmart, Target, and Best Buy. They came back to the Seafarer Center for a little while. They went through our library and took some books and magazines so that they would have those to read on board while they were at sea. Monday morning, they reached out to me again and said they had 2 people that wanted to go shopping before they sailed. I was actually visiting ships that day, so I was able to take those two out, one of whom was the captain. During our drive to the shopping center, Captain and I had conversation, and he pretty much, that was it. At that point was when he told me that they were sailing for Sri Lanka, and they were going to take a route around South Africa in order to avoid the Yemen coast and the Houthi attacks and all the violence that's going on in that area. If I remember correctly, he said that taking that route was adding, I think, 7 extra days to the voyage. But in my conversation with the volunteer that took them out on Sunday and my interaction.
Mukhtar Ansari saga unveiled. Over 4-decade reign of terror ends. Why is the whitewashing crime lobby crying foul? Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
हिंदू धर्म में शक्ति शब्द होता है। हम शक्ति से लड़ रहे हैं, एक शक्ति से लड़ रहे हैं।
इंडी अलायंस ने अपना घोषणा पत्र शक्ति को खत्म करने के लिए किया है। मैं इस चुनौती को स्वीकार करता हूं और मैं इन शक्ति स्वरूपा माताओं बहनों की रक्षा के लिए जान की बाजी लगा दूंगा। कांग्रेस को जब से कर्नाटका में मौका मिला है तो इन्होंने कर्नाटका को अपना एटीएम बना दिया है।
Mystery over US-UN remarks on Kejriwal. UN wades into row over Kejriwal's arrest. Is US engineering anti-Indian narrative? Debating tonight at 10 p.m.
दुनिया की सबसे पुरानी भाषा तमिल भाषा हिंदुस्तान की है। मैं दुनिया को बताना चाहता हूं, सबसे पुरानी भाषा का गर्व प्राप्त है, वो मेरी तमिल भाषा है।
March of terror in Pakistan. Chinese workers killed in suicide bomb blast. Is Pakistan in a position to garner security to the Chinese? Debating tonight at 10:30 p.m.
कांग्रेस को
Amity faculty have filed over 2,100 patents. Yet another reason why Amity has been ranked among the top for innovation achievements.
हिंदू धर्म में शक्ति शब्द होता है। हम शक्ति।
Mukhtar Ansari saga unveiled. Over 4-decade reign of terror ends. Why is the whitewashing crime lobby crying foul? Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
From the Delhi studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
Arnab Goswami on The Debate at 9, presented by Amity University, powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka, Century Club Prime and Policy Bazaar, co-powered by Belkolu.
Good evening and welcome, viewers. Viewer, 63-year-old Mukhtar Ansari, who has died of a heart attack, was not and will never be a hero or a Robin Hood. He was and will always be a convicted gangster, a ruthless mafia don, a man responsible for many killings, murders, extortion and loot. And like Atiq Ahmed, who also died a few months back, the story of Mukhtar Ansari is one of being the oppressor. An oppressor with political approval and the participation of political parties in Uttar Pradesh. Mukhtar Ansari and Atiq Ahmed are a blot in the political history of Uttar Pradesh and the political history of India. And as far as Mukhtar Ansari is concerned, let me say it as straight as I can. Being dead does not make him great. For years, for decades, people like Mukhtar Ansari and Atiq Ahmed have been built up like heroes by sections of the media, as Robin Hoods, as do-gooders, and an organized industry of Bollywood and Lutyens media have made glowing documentary on people like them. Puff piece interviews have been done with them, and even films have been made around them, and people like them. And viewers, I come on air tonight to tell you that the death of Atiq Ahmed and Mukhtar Ansari means the end of an endless reign of mafia dons and smugglers and extortionists and underworld dons in India. Shameless people in our country, anti-national people in our country, people who can even sell their nation. These are people who have gone and watched cricket with Dawood Ibrahim, benefited from suspicious charity matches organized by underworld dons in the Middle East, and praised Mukhtar Ansari's biryani in his house. Today I come to you to request you to do everything that you can to let the younger generation of this country know how bad things were when the Congress, BSP and the SP were in power. Because it was not just Congress, BSP and SP in power, it was also Dawood Ibrahim, Yaqub Memon, Atiq Ahmed and people like Mukhtar Ansari who ruled the roost. And I can say to you tonight on this Friday evening, anything can be allowed to happen, but we must never go back to that India. This is a new India. And we're happy that the time of Mukhtar Ansari's and Atiq Ahmed's and Dawood Ibrahim's ruling the roost in this country has come to an end. Debate 1 tonight, viewers. Mukhtar Ansari and what I think he signifies. Debate number 2 this evening, the inside story of how there was a planted questions at the UN and the US State Department, a planted question published by anti-India people to tarnish our image. Debate number 3, that's going to be an interesting angle. And debate number 3, why Pakistan is seeing the Chinese leave and can give no security guarantees as the Chinese prepare to leave Pakistan. That's debate number 3. And here are the headlines this Friday evening on The Debate Tonight.
जिला गाजीपुर की मैं बात करूं तो वहां पे लोगों ने रात पूरे दिवाली मनाई। उन्होंने हमेशा कहा है कि बाबा का आशीर्वाद रहेगा तो हर एक दिन न्याय हमें जरूर मिलेगा।
Gangster Mukhtar Ansari's death draws the curtains on his 4-decade reign of terror in Uttar Pradesh.
इनकी मौत संदेह के घेरे में है, तो देखिए न्यायालय को इसमें स्वयं रुचि लेना चाहिए.
But the opposition demands a probe over the dreaded gangster's death, alleges conspiracy.
They are calling me somebody who has a rate card. On the other hand, based on my, my choice of clothing, and on the other hand, they would go and do dharna for the rights of burqa, all of that, and then they call themselves liberals as well.
Kangana gives it back to the Congress over the rate card slur, says the people of Mandi will give a reply. Congress gets fresh income tax notice to the tune of 1,700 crores. Party says will move the top court now. After the United States and Germany, now the United Nations wades into the Kejriwal arrest row. And China halts 2 projects after deadly attacks on its citizens in Pakistan. And ladies and gentlemen, jailed gangster turned politician mafia don Mukhtar Ansari died after he suffered a heart attack in jail. The dreaded mafia don terrorized people in the Varanasi Mao belt for politics and the polarization of votes. The opposition failed to address the severity of the criminal allegations against him. And today that same opposition is crying foul over Mukhtar Ansari's death, calling it a conspiracy. Ladies and gentlemen, the reality of what this man was all about must be known. We must all talk about it. Let's debate.
A dreaded gangster, murderer, and extorter. The death of Don Neta Mukhtar Ansari has drawn curtains on his 4-decade reign of terror in eastern UP. Ansari earned notoriety in the crime world due to rivalry with another mafia-turned-politician, Brijesh Singh, in the late 1980s. In 1996, he transitioned into politics, leveraging his influence to secure a seat as an MLA from Mau constituency for 5 times.
वोटर लिस्ट में नाम है और कार्ड है, अगर इसके बाद कोई विरोध करता है तो हम तो रहबे करेंगे ना, खबर करिएगा, वो ले जाके मजिस्ट्रेट फांसी थोड़े लटका देगा.
His tenure was marred by accusations of inciting communal violence and exploiting religious sentiments.
क्या जालिमों कान खोल कर सुन लो, जब तक तुम नहीं मानोगे मुख्तार अंसारी तुम्हारे जुल्म का पंजा मरोड़ता रहेगा. मुख्तार अंसारी तुम जालिमों से मुकाबला करता रहेगा.
During the 2005 riots, Mukhtar Ansari was seen carrying a firearm in an open SUV on the streets of Mau. Increased pressure on political parties after the cold-blooded murder of BJP MLA Krishnanand Rai led to Ansari's arrest in 2005, after which he never came out of jail. The dreaded gangster alleged threat to his life while in jail.
मेरी जान का खतरा है और मेरी हत्या कराने के मकसद से ही मेरा जेल से ट्रांसफर कराया गया है.
60 criminal cases, including 16 murder cases since 1978. But the convictions happened only in 2022. Such was his terror.
स्वाभाविक है, उस समय सरकार मुख्तार को सपोर्ट कर रहे थे. मुलायम सिंह यादव जी की सरकार थी, पूरी तरह सपोर्ट था. जिस समय मुख्तार सरकार के समर्थन से अपने चरम पे था, उस समय हमारा अकेले स्टैंड लेना मेरे लिए भारी पड़ा और मुझे सर्विस भी गंवानी पड़ी. इवन 2 बार जेल भी जाना पड़ा मुझे. लेकिन मेरा एक हौसला बुलंद था, ऊपर वाले भरोसा था. मैं बाहर आया और आज आप सबके बीच में सकुशल बैठा हूँ. और जो व्यक्ति सब कर रहा था प्लानिंग, आज वो खत्म है.
The death of Mukhtar Ansari has given terrorized victims a sense of justice.
कि एक आतताई का अंत हुआ, उसके एक युग का अंत हुआ है और उसके जितने आतंक रहे हैं, और मेरे क्षेत्र में मैं बात करूं या मेरे पूरे जिला गाजीपुर की मैं बात करूं तो वहाँ पे लोगों ने रात पूरे दिवाली मनाई। तो ये शान की जिंदगी नहीं है, एक अपराधी की जिंदगी का यही हश्र होता है और उसी का ये नतीजा है।
The question is, do we need to sympathize with someone who was accused of hundreds of crimes and made people suffer in the region? That's the debate. Why sympathize with Mukhtar Ansari's death?
My first guest tonight is a former DSP of police in Uttar Pradesh, and he is the person who had invoked the Prevention of Terrorism Act against Mukhtar Ansari. And let me tell you, viewers, that when Shalendra Singh had invoked POTA against Mukhtar Ansari, he did not have the support of the politicians. There were threats made against him. So it is only appropriate that the man who arrested Mukhtar Ansari is my first guest tonight. शैलेंद्र सिंह जी, नमस्कार। मैं अर्नब गोस्वामी बोल रहा हूँ।
नमस्कार अन्ना
उस
जी,
समय
और आपके श्रोताओं को भी नमस्कार।
उस समय जब आपने जी शैलेंद्र जी, आज मुख्तार अंसारी की डेथ हुई है, तो आप उनके बारे में क्या कहना चाहेंगे? जितने हमारे दर्शक हैं, जितने हमारे यंगर ऑडियंस है, बहुत लोग हैं जो जिनको पता नहीं होगा कि जिनको बाहुबली रॉबिन हुड कहा जाता था, उनका असली चेहरा क्या था। तो जरा आप उसके बारे में बताइए, और जब आपने एक्शन ली उसके बाद आपको क्या भुगतना पड़ा, उसके बारे में बताएं।
बिल्कुल बात सही है। कल जब मुझे ये सूचना मिली कि मुख्तार अंसारी की कार्डियक अरेस्ट के कारण डेथ हो गई है, तो मेरे दिमाग में सबसे पहले यही गूंजा कि जो जैसा करता है उसका कर्म फल उसको मिलता ही मिलता है और इसी जन्म में मिलता है। और मुख्तार अंसारी ने अपने ही कर्मों की सजा पाई है। कोई उसने जो मतलब भय का साम्राज्य पब्लिक के लिए पहले कायम किया था, और पिछले 3 साल से जब से ये पंजाब जेल से यहाँ लाया गया उत्तर प्रदेश में, आप देख रहे थे कि लगातार ये माहौल बना रहा था कि हमको जान का खतरा है, हमको स्लो पॉइजन दिया जा रहा है, और इस नाते ये स्ट्रेटजी बना रहा था कि हमको यहाँ से उत्तर प्रदेश से बाहर किसी जेल में ट्रांसफर कर दिया जाए न्यायालय के हस्तक्षेप से। लेकिन दुर्भाग्य देखिए, उसका ट्रांसफर तो नहीं हो पाया, उसके पहले वो स्वयं कार्डियक अरेस्ट के कारण उसकी डेथ हो गई। उसके अंदर एक भय व्याप्त हो गया था कि जो साम्राज्य हमने कायम किया है वो साम्राज्य आंख के सामने मेरा सब खत्म हो रहा है। वर्तमान सरकार योगी जी की लगातार गैंगस्टर एक्ट के तहत उसके संपत्तियों को जब्त कर रही थी, उसके लोगों को लगातार जेल भेजा जा रहा था, या एनकाउंटर में मर रहे थे, या देश छोड़ के भाग के भगोड़ा घोषित हो चुके थे। तो उसका सब कुछ तो खत्म हो रहा था, और वही डर उसके अंदर बैठ गया जिसके कारण उसका कार्डियक अरेस्ट हुआ। तो जिसने कर्म किया था वही फल उसको मिला है, और क्या बोलूं।
शैलेंद्र जी, जब आपने उनको अरेस्ट की उस समय क्या रिस्पॉन्स था? मतलब पॉलिटिशियंस की सपोर्ट थी उनको? मैंने जो सुना है दैट यू वर टारगेटेड। व्यूअर्स, यू मस्ट रिमेंबर, शैलेंद्र सिंह इज द मैन। यस, प्लीज गो अहेड, आप बोलिए प्लीज।
ये आज से 20 साल पहले की बात है, जनवरी 2004 की बात है। और जब मैंने 25 जनवरी को इनसे लाइट मशीन का रिकवरी किया, इनके फोन कॉल्स हम लोग सुन रहे थे और उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार के कहने पे ही सुन रहे थे, होम डिपार्टमेंट के परमिशन से सुन रहे थे। तो उसमें जब ये बात आई थी कि जम्मू कश्मीर जैसे सेंसिटिव एरिया से राष्ट्रीय राइफल से एक लाइट मशीन गन लेके भगोड़ा वहां से सैनिक जो है वो भागा हुआ है, और वो इनको बेचना चाहता था, और ये फोन कॉल्स में कह रहे थे कि हमको वो किसी भी कीमत पर इस लाइट मशीन गन को बरामद करनी है, अपने पास लेनी है, खरीदनी है, क्योंकि इनका विरोधी जो थे कृष्णानंद राय, उनकी बुलेट प्रूफ गाड़ी केवल राइफल के अगेंस्ट में बुलेट प्रूफ थी। तो जिसकी क्षमता, मारक क्षमता ज्यादा होती है एलएमजी, उसको भेज देती। तो अगर मैंने ये रिकवरी उस समय न की होती तो 2 साल पहले कृष्णानंद जी की हत्या हो गई होती। और जब ये रिकवरी हुई तो पोटा कानून एग्जिस्ट करता था, ये पूरा आतंकवादी पूरा कानून के तहत आता था, मैंने पोटा लगाया। लेकिन मेरा दुर्भाग्य कि जिस चीज को गुड वर्क होना चाहिए था, शाम तक होते होते बैड वर्क हो गया। मुलायम सिंह जी की तत्कालीन अल्पमत की सरकार थी जिसको ये सब समर्थन देते थे मुख्तार जैसे लोग,
और उन लोगों ने, सरकार ने पूरा ये डिसीजन लिया कि नहीं, मुख्तार अंसारी को किसी भी कीमत पर बचाना है, और मुझ पर दबाव बनाया जाने लगा कि आप कोटा कानून हटाइए, आप इसका नाम हटाइए। और जब मैं नहीं सहमत हुआ तो फाइनली मुझे 15 दिन बाद रिकवरी के ही अपना इस्तीफा देके बाहर आना पड़ा। और मैंने इस्तीफे में लिखा कि वर्तमान सरकार उत्तर प्रदेश की जो चल रही है वो वो मुख्तार अंसारी के इशारे पर चल रही है, माफियाओं के इशारे पर चल रही है। हम पब्लिक सर्वेंट हैं, हम जनता के सेवक हैं, हम इसलिए नहीं भरते हुए कि किसी माफिया के कहने पर हम काम करेंगे। और ये चीज मैंने लिख के गवर्नर को भेजा, और उस समय मीडिया में ये चीज सामने आई, पब्लिक के बीच में आई, और लोगों को पता चला कि नहीं, वर्तमान सरकार किसके लिए काम कर रही है। चुन के तो आई है जनता के लिए, लेकिन माफियाओं के साथ खड़ी है। और यही कारण है कि आज ऐसी सरकारों को लोग खारिज कर रहे हैं। अब जनता जागरूक हो गई है। जो लड़का 20 साल पहले पैदा हुआ, आज वो युवा वोटर है, उसने दुनिया देखी है, इंटरनेट का जमाना है, ग्लोबल उसकी सोच है, वो पूरा वर्ल्ड देख रहा है कि सब कुछ ट्रांसफॉर्म हो रहा है। जिस मुस्लिम देश की बात दुबई की करते हैं, वहां पर आप देखिए किस तरह का कानून है, जरा सा भी कोई अपने इधर उधर नहीं कर सकता है, सख्त कानून है। सिंगापुर, जिसका उदाहरण दिया जाता था कि माफियाओं का राज रहता था, रातों रात वहां सब चेंज हो गया, खत्म हो गया, और कहां से कहां प्रोग्रेस हो गई वहां पे। तो हमारे देश का भी युवा आज देख रहा है कि हमारा प्रदेश क्यों नहीं बदल रहा है। और यही कारण है कि आज योगी जी को दोबारा लोगों ने अपार समर्थन देके वापस लाया। आज यहाँ इन्वेस्टर समिति होती है तो लाखों करोड़ रुपए का इन्वेस्टमेंट आता है यहाँ पे। अब उत्तर प्रदेश मॉडल की बात नेशनल नहीं, इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे की जाती है, और जनता इन लोगों को लगातार सर आंखों बैठा रही। मैं तो आज देख रहा हूँ मीडिया के माध्यम से कि सोशल मीडिया पर किस तरह से कुछ खास पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज के नेताओं ने मुख्तार अंसारी के प्रति सिंपैथी दिखाई। ये दुर्भाग्य है उनकी बुद्धि का। मैं कहूंगा कि शायद हर ली गई है, भगवान ने हर ली है। जब किसी का विनाश करना होता तो सबसे पहले उनकी बुद्धि हराते हैं। तो इन नेताओं की बुद्धि हर लिया भगवान ने, और इनको अपने कर्मों की सजा इस इलेक्शन ईयर में स्वयं 2 महीने बाद पता चल जाए ये लोग कहाँ पे हैं। जी
नहीं, वो ये बात तो राजनीतिक होगी, मगर मैं ये कहूंगा अंत में कि जिन राजनीतिक दलों को आज भी जो विवश हैं मुख्तार अंसारी को समर्थन करने के लिए, आतिक अहमद जैसे गैंगस्टर्स का समर्थन करने के लिए विवश है, क्योंकि इनकी कंपल्शन है, इन्होंने काम किया ऐसे लोगों के साथ। शैलेंद्र सिंह, मेनी थैंक्स, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। हमारे साथ समाजवादी पार्टी के विवेक साइलस हैं, तारिक अहमद लारी भी हैं एसपी से, आसिफ सोहेल है, हमारे साथ शांतनु गुप्ता है,
मतलब कैमरा भी आ जाए,
एंड वी ऑल्सो हैव विद अस यशोवर्धन आजाद, फॉर्मर स्पेशल डायरेक्टर IB and a very seasoned and respected IPS officer. Yashovardhan Azad, I want to start with you. Is there any doubt in your mind that it was because of political patronage that mafia dons like Mukhtar Ansari were allowed to flourish? That's the first question. The second point is that with the death of Mukhtar Ansari, has this come completely to an end? Or does this survive in pockets of Uttar Pradesh still, the mafia culture?
Well, let me start, Arda, by saying that it is a reflection of our polity that dreaded gangsters like Mukhtar Ansari flourished in some parts of our country, Bihar, UP, even other places. And definitely they are backed by the ruling establishment. Otherwise, no mafia can actually survive without pockets of support. So this is extremely important, and that is why when any incident in respect of these people takes place, immediately there is either a politicization of the incident or a communalization. For the simple reason, if Mukhtar Ansari wasn't a member of party or jumping parties across and helping whenever he was helping himself, there would have been no outcry over his death in the jail. And the second part which you asked is that glorification is something which is extremely unfortunate. Let me tell you that there are only two critical issues relating to this death, and it shouldn't have been politicized. Number one is whether medical attention was given to him properly. And number two, whether he was poisoned, because that is the allegation. A judicial inquiry has been ordered. And as far as the poisoning goes, it's a toxicology report which gives you this. That comes after 4 weeks. and it will be absolutely clear in the judicial inquiry whether it has been done or not. And therefore, and the last point, which is very important, Arnab, I feel now, is that out of the 60 cases in this in which this man was involved, in 5 there was already conviction. I mean, if he were to live, he would be living throughout his life in jail. And it did not serve any purpose for the state or the police to knock him out. I mean, in fact, it was serving their purpose because he was getting convicted and it was improving the crime record. It was improving the law and order. It was giving a kind of a message to the other mafia that this kind of activities will not survive. And therefore, given these 2 points, it is obvious that such dreaded gangsters, if their rule is going to end, ultimately is going to be benefiting everyone. It should go as a message, not only in UP, but also across the states in other places, because mind you, Arnab, there are certain parties still who are inducting these mafias in some places.
And I want to, Yashovardhanji, I also want to bring in the aspect of the media. Before I continue this conversation, it is a known fact that sections of the media used to lionize these people. I don't know what they got out of them. There is one particular anchor who used to keep saying that every time I went to Atiq Ahmed and Mukhtar Ansari, they served me very good biryani. They served me delicious food. These were people with a lot of tehzeeb, and they used to serve me very good tandoori chicken. And I kept telling Mukhtar Ansari that he makes delicious food. This is not accidental, Shantanu. This is deliberate. The attempt was made to give the impression that these are very good people. It was part of the same vote bank culture that the media also suffered from. And they were responsible for building Yaqub Memon, Dawood Ibrahim, Atiq Ahmed, Mukhtar Ansari, and the whole lot of them. So do you want to make a comment on that? And also, Shantanu, along with that, the kind of statements that have come from Samajwadi Party and BSP today.
Exactly. When I saw the Samajwadi Party Twitter handle today, I was so surprised and aghast that it started with Shri Mukhtar Ansari ji, and then they said whatever the Shok Sandesh they had to say. So for Samajwadi Party, he's not a gangster, he's not a terrorist, Mukhtar Ansari, he's Shri Mukhtar Ansari ji. That's how Akhilesh Yadav treats him. And we know that how Mukhtar Ansari's and Atiq Ahmed the word, who should have been in jail, were in assemblies and parliament. And still they're catering. You know, in 2022 election, Mukhtar Ansari's son got the ticket from Samajwadi Party coalition. And in 2024 election, his brother is getting the ticket already. Right, so they're still, for the vote bank, they're still giving food to the family. And you rightly said, sections and sections of the media gave cover fire to them. Oh my God, as you said, the biryanis are good, the tehzeeb is good, right? And ask Puneet Rai, ask the son of Krishnanand Rai, that how hundreds and hundreds of families are destroyed by these gangsters in UP. And it was only post 2017 that how Yogi Adityanath pinned all these dreaded organized mafia. They were kidnapping mafia, cheating mafia, car chori mafia, rangdari mafia, multiple rapes and murders in their name, and they were some of them were not even FIR'd, some of them were not in jail, some of them flew jails, some of them flew courtrooms, and then these 10,000 cases SITs are formed, and now UP is what UP is. That when UP does the investment summit, we get 34 lakh crores of investment, because now UP is a safe place, right? So I think though he died during the Ramzan month, I think so. It's a godly justice that happened yesterday in Uttar Pradesh.
Yeah, and I'd like to ask Vivek Silas. Vivek, I can understand why you are supporting Tariq Ahmed Lari and Vivek. First, Vivek, because for a long time, for many years, you built up this mafia. They used to become your vote bank catchers. They used to do the contract extortion industry. They used to share the loot with you. They used to give you money. Plus, they used to terrorize local people that if you don't vote for this party or that party, then we will use the gun against you. You also allowed them to have their private armies, to have their private guns, private machine guns. women were raped, kidnapped, there was open extortion and loot that was going on. Tariq Lari, these are realities. You cannot run away with these realities. And in fact, murder was, just a daily affair at that point of time. Police officials were killed. 400 bullets were pumped into Krishnanand Rai's body, right? And we know exactly what happened, the way in which Avdesh Rai was killed. He was one of the challengers at that point of time. But you used to call these people Bahubali. क्या बाहुबली है? एक नंबर के कायर हैं. इनको आप लोग तारिक लारी बाहुबली, रॉबिन हुड, नॉनसेंस. एक नंबर के कायर हैं, लोगों को मार के, लूट के, गन कल्चर ला के, और उसके बाद पता नहीं फिरौती करते थे, एक्सटॉर्शन करते थे. What is the relationship between समाजवादी पार्टी and BSP and people like मुख्तार अंसारी? इनको रॉबिन हुड बताया जाता था. और ये मीडिया की भी प्रॉब्लम थी. रीढ़ की हड्डी नहीं थी. दे हैड नो स्पाइन, है ना. अभी भी नहीं बोलते. अभी भी वो बोलते मुख्तार अंसारी एक्स MLA, आतिक अहमद politician. They will not call them a gangster. And OAC, by the way, Asif Sohail is saying Ghazipur's beloved son and brother. On Twitter he has said Ghazipur's beloved son and brother. अभी भी हीरोगिरी करने की कोशिश हो रही है शांतनु. अभी भी ये लोग यही बात कर रहे हैं. अभी तो सुधर जाइए विवेक साइलेंस. Why are you doing this? This is blood-soaked politics. A person doesn't become great because he's dead.
Why do you
Yes,
call us that?
yes, Vivek Silas.
You don't allow us to. Yes. Now, Arnab, please listen to me very, very carefully and please give me uninterrupted time. My first question is to you. Has Mukhtar Ansari? The answer is absolutely no. He has never been in the Samajwadi. Second question. Has Mukhtar Ansari ever fought an election from the Samajwadi Party symbol? The answer is absolutely no. You talked about Abbas Ansari today, right? Very nice. I'm very glad you talked to him. Talked about him. He's Mukhtar Ansari's son. Who's he? He's an MLA. He's an MLA from the NDA. He supports Mr. Narendra Modi. You should tell him. You should tell the viewers. They should know the reality. You should have the guts to tell that Mukhtar Ansari's son is a supporter of Mr. Narendra Modi, who is the Prime Minister of the country. Second, in your report, someone took the name of Mr. Brijesh
Any Tom, Dick and Harry can claim to be anybody's supporter. That doesn't, no, 1 minute. Any Tom, Dick and Harry can claim to be anybody's supporter. That's absolute rubbish. I'm getting a counter from Shantanu. Let him debate with you 1 versus 1.
Wait.
आपको सुनना पड़ेगा.
I have not completed.
Let me expose him. Abbas Ansari.
No, Arnab, you have to listen. आपको सुनना पड़ेगा. आपने बीजेपी वालों को पूरा मौका दिया तो आप पूरा मौका हमको देंगे.
अखिलेश यादव फोर्स राजभर पार्टी, सुहेलदेव पार्टी to give tickets to Abbas Ansari. That's how he's MLA.
अरे वो बोल रहे विवेक साहिल, मैं सबकी सुनूंगा, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. आपको भी मेरी सुननी पड़ेगी उसके बाद. हाँ बोलिए, कोई रोक नहीं रहा है. विवेक साहिल बोलिए.
आपने उन लोग को पूरा मौका दिया. हम लोग का चांस है तो पूरा बोलने.
बहुत पीड़ा हो रही है आपको.
मौका दिया गया है.
पीड़ा तो होगी ना कि श्री मुख्तार अंसारी जी मर गए.
ये तरीका नहीं है. ये तरीका नहीं है कि आप गैंगस्टर्स के साथ मिलकर ये काम करें. आप गैंगस्टर्स के साथ बैठ कर ये काम करेंगे. गैंगस्टर्स के साथ, कड़ी पारों के साथ बैठकर आप ये काम करेंगे.
When was Mukhtar Ansari?
आपको गुस्सा क्यों है? मुख्तार अंसारी मारेंगे, कौन क्या करेगा इस पर? Why are you angry?
Mukhtar Ansari got arrested in 2005. It was the Samajwadi Party government. Why do you forget that? And Brijbhushan Singh has more cases than Mukhtar Ansari. 88 criminal cases. Brijesh Singh has 67 cases
not convicted
of heinous murder. You don't want to talk about him? You talk about the Congress, BSP and the SP. Why do you forget Ram Prasad Gupta? Why do you forget Kalyan Singh? Why do you forget Mr. Rajnath Singh? They were also the chief ministers from Uttar Pradesh, from the Bharatiya Janata Party. Mukhtar Ansari was very much here in Uttar Pradesh. Why only blame the Samajwadi Party? Mukhtar Ansari fought the Lok Sabha election from the Bahujan Samaj Party,
because you
from,
people,
from Varanasi.
because
why do
you
you
people,
have to connect it
because
to the Samajwadi Party?
because see, Atik, I'm talking about two people. I'm talking about two people together. I'm talking about two people together. आपको सुनना पड़ेगा. अभी देखिए, Vivek, listen. By the way, I am not only blaming you, I am also blaming sections of the media जो जाके बिरयानी खाते थे उसके साथ, हीरो बनाते थे इन लोगों को. मैं उनको भी ब्लेम कर रहा हूँ, आपको नहीं ब्लेम कर रहा. नहीं, मगर आप समझने की कोशिश कीजिए. I have with me, okay, 1 minute, just 1 minute. Can I get Rajesh Kumar Pandey also on air, please? Can I get Rajesh Kumar Pandey on air? Can I get Rajesh Kumar Pandey on air?
I'm listening you. मैं आपको सुन रहा हूँ.
Now, Rajesh Kumar Pandey is on air. Vivek ji, 1 minute. See, Vivek.
I think Mr. Vivek
please understand.
Mr. Vivek is shouting out all the political names.
Mukhtar Ansari was very scared. Mukhtar Ansari was very scared of Yogi Adityanath and the BJP government in Uttar Pradesh. Mukhtar Ansari was very comfortable with SP and BSP and Congress. This is the reality. And if you are saying that Rajbhar's party had 12 to 15 MLAs and one of those MLAs is Mukhtar Ansari's son, then what this goes on to prove, you can have any political links at any level, but you will not be spared if you are a mafia don. That is the message which goes today. Now, my question to Rajesh Kumar Pandey is this. Mr. Pandey is a former IAS and founder member of the UPSTF, former IPS. Mr. Pandey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm hearing you.
My straight question to you today is, Mr. Pandey. Many people don't know, many youngsters, many people below the age of 30 today, 30, 35, may not know the details about Mukhtar Ansari. I think it's important for people to know. If I'm telling people tonight on the program that there was a time, viewers in this country, 15 to 20 years back, when gangsters and underworld dons had joint ventures with politicians, you could rape, extort, kill at will. This is a reality. और इस पे तारिक लारी को गुस्सा होने की कोई जरूरत नहीं कि सच्चाई तो मिस्टर पांडे बोलेंगे. मिस्टर पांडे, is this true or not? You are a founding member of the UPSTF. Can you tell me what the situation was at that time?
क्या बोलने नहीं दे रहे हो?
मैं तो बिल्कुल आपको बोलने दूंगा. पांडे जी की बात सुन लीजिए मान्यवर.
अर्नब जी, आप बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हैं. देखिए, 90 का दशक, 90s की बात मैं कर रहा हूं. 90 के दशक में पुलिस बहुत बैकफुट पे थी. 90 के दशक में मोबाइल फोन नहीं थे. 90 के दशक में सीसीटीवी कैमरे नहीं थे. इन्वेस्टिगेशन प्रॉपर जैसे होनी चाहिए नहीं होती थी. मैनुअल जो आपके गवाह थे वो कोर्ट तक पहुंच नहीं पाते थे. आप सिर्फ इसी से समझ लीजिए कि 17 साल की उम्र में पहला मुकदमा लिखा गया था मुख्तार अंसारी के खिलाफ, और पहला कन्विक्शन 44 साल बाद 2022 में हुआ. एक और ग्लेरिंग एग्जाम्पल मैं आपको बताऊं कि जब ये पहला जब कोयले को ब्लैक गोल्ड कहते थे उस जमाने में, मैं 90s की बात कर रहा हूं. मैं तैनात था उस समय सर्किल ऑफिसर सोनभद्र में. सोनभद्र की ओपन कोल फील्ड जो एनसीएल की थी, वहां से कोयला भर भर के नंबर 2 का चंदौली की कोयला मंडी में आता था. वहां उनकी रंगदारी के लिए डिफरेंट ग्रुप्स में आपस में राइवलरी शुरू हुई. राइवलरी इस हद तक पहुंच गई कि 22 जनवरी 1997 को विश्व हिंदू परिषद के कोषाध्यक्ष नंद किशोर रूंगटा, जो इत्तेफाक से बहुत बड़े कोयला व्यवसायी भी थे, इन ग्रुप्स ने जब उनके ऊपर रंगदारी के लिए और तमाम चीज के लिए प्रेशराइज करना शुरू किया, मुख्तार अंसारी ने उनको किडनैप करवाया. मैं एफआईआर की बात कर रहा हूं. पहले वो किडनैप हुए, उसके बाद उनका मर्डर हो गया. मर्डर के बाद चार्जशीट हुए, चार्जशीट के बाद ट्रायल हुआ. उनका लड़का बार बार पुलिस को ये कंप्लेन करता रहा कि साहब मुझे और गवाहों को धमकाया जा रहा है, जान से मारने की धमकी दी जा रही है और हमें अदालत तक पहुंचने नहीं दिया जा रहा है. 5 मुकदमे लिखवाए उसने. लेकिन फाइनली क्या हुआ ट्रायल में ये बरी हो गए मुख्तार अंसारी। वहां से जो ये रार शुरू हुई है, और जो लोग भी हैं वो उस समय का जो भी सिस्टम था या जो भी लोग थे शासन सत्ता में, उनके वरदहस्त का भी सुन लीजिए। एक और एग्जांपल, मैं एसटीएफ में ही था। एसटीएफ में मैं मुख्तार अंसारी को पूरे गैंग के साथ परसू कर रहा था। हेड्स ऑफ टू शैलेंद्र सिंह। शैलेंद्र सिंह को एलएमजी रिकवर करने के लिए, कोटा लगाने के लिए इस कदर फोर्स किया उस समय की गवर्नमेंट ने कि 15 दिन बाद उसे पुलिस सर्विस से रिजाइन करना पड़ा। यही उसकी परेशानी का अंत नहीं हुआ, उसे सरकारी मकान तुरंत खाली कराया गया, किराए के मकान लेने से रोका गया। जहां जहां वो किराए का मकान लेने जाता था, इसके गुर्गे पहुंच के उसका जो बयान रोते समय, एक ऐसा उस समय का बहुत ही ब्राइट मेरे साथ पोस्टेड था, बहुत ही ब्राइट अफसर था, बहुत ही ऑनेस्ट अफसर था। ऑनेस्टी उसकी आज तक, इस घटना के इतने दिन बाद तक भी उसकी ऑनेस्टी जिसको देखनी है वो जाके देख सकता है। लेकिन उसे इतना प्रताड़ित किया गया सिर्फ इसलिए कि एलएमजी उसने मुख्तार से रिकवर की थी, मुख्तार के लोगों से, और उस एलएमजी का इस्तेमाल कृष्णानंद राय के मर्डर में किया जाना था। एलएमजी के रिकवर होने से जम्मू कश्मीर से वो चोरी से लाई गई थी। ये केस सब लोग जानते हैं, आप नेट पे ढूंढ लीजिए, आपको पता लग जाएगा। और उस डिप्टी एसपी की जिंदगी को नरक बना दिया गया जी। उसने हर तरह से कोशिश की कि भाई मेरी गलती बता दी जाए, लेकिन कोई सुनने को तैयार नहीं था। दूसरी बात मैं बता दूं कि ये 2 साल कृष्णानंद राय की हत्या टल गई। 2005 में जब कृष्णानंद राय की हत्या हुई, उसके कोई 15-20 दिन पहले उस समय हिंदुस्तान टाइम्स में एक खबर छपी, और खबर बाईलाइन खबर थी, भूपेंद्र पांडे जी ने लिखी थी, जो आज की तारीख में इंडियन एक्सप्रेस के स्टेट हेड हैं। उन्होंने उसमें लिखा था कि बड़े फाटक यानी मुख्तार के घर पर कौन कौन लोग हैं, संजीव जीवा है, मुन्ना बजरंगी है, सम पांडे करके एक है, 5-6 लोगों के नाम लिखे, और ये लिखा कि वहां पर 5 AK-47 आ गई हैं, 2-3 AK-47 का वेट हो रहा है, और कोई बड़ा कांड होने वाला है। ये हिंदुस्तान टाइम्स के फ्रंट पेज पे छपी, और उसके बाद भी किसी ने उसका संज्ञान नहीं लिया। यहां तक कि इसका संज्ञान लेके द देन एसपी ऑफ द गाजीपुर, he started extracting some information from the place and he was shifted within 24 hours. और 15 दिन बाद ही वो
मैं 1 मिनट आपको इस वक्त राजेश जी मैं 1 मिनट के लिए आपको मैं इंटरप्ट कर रहा हूं, क्योंकि हमारे साथ इस वक्त पीयूष राय भी है। नहीं, तारिक लारी जी, आपको मुश्किल हो रही है क्या सुनने में ये सब बातें? पीयूष राय कौन है आप तो जानते ही होंगे। पीयूष राय कृष्णानंद राय जी के सुपुत्र हैं।
सबका भाषण सुनना था तो वो तो मैं टीवी पे सुन लेता, जो मैंने 2014
ये भाषण नहीं है, ये भाषण नहीं है, सच्चाई है।
मैं यहाँ सुनने के लिए
ऐसे लोगों को राजनीतिक पनाह मिल चुकी है इस देश में।
जिस शैलेंद्र सिंह की बात कर रहे हैं वो ब्रिजेट सिंह का गुर्गा था।
क्या है?
जिस शैलेंद्र सिंह की बात कर रहे हैं वो ब्रिजेट सिंह का गुर्गा था, ये सबको मालूम है। वो भी तो पता है ना कि वो कितना बड़ा गुर्गा था ब्रिजेट सिंह का। ब्रिजेट सिंह का कहने पे काम कर रहा था। ये भी साथ में बोलिए, ये भी बताइए, ये भी बताइए।
मेरी बात सुनिए 1 मिनट। तारिक लारी जी, I'll tell you, मैं बताता हूँ ना आपको। 1 मिनट, let me tell you the history. Let me tell you the history. लारी जी सुनिए। तारिक लारी जी 1 मिनट मेरी बात, 1 मिनट सुनिए मेरी बात, 1 मिनट सुनिए मेरी बात, 1 मिनट मैं बताऊंगा, मैं जरूर बताऊंगा। अगर आप रुक जाएंगे, आप गतिरोधक बन रहे हैं मुझे रुक जाने को, आपको कह रहा हूं आप रुक जाइए 2 मिनट में सब कुछ कह दूंगा। आई विल से एवरीथिंग, आई विल रिवील एवरीथिंग टुडे। यू सी व्यूअर्स, दिस प्रोग्राम
मुख्तार अंसारी जेल में थे, वो हत्या। तारिक लारी
जी मैं बताऊंगा ना आपको तकलीफ क्या हो रही है।
सब चीजें फैक्ट बताइए, ये भी फैक्ट बताइए कि तारिक अहमद की जान बचाने वाला मुख्तार अंसारी था। ये भी बताइए आप, ये भी बताइए।
तो आपको अगर इफ यू आर ऑब्लाइज टू हिम तो ये आपकी प्रॉब्लम है, आपकी पर्सनल बात है। आप उनके फैन है तो आप फैन बने रहिए। मगर आई वांट टू कॉल, एक मिनट तारिक लारी जी, एक माफिया डॉन एंड एक्सटॉर्शनिस्ट, एक माफिया डॉन, एक एक्सटॉर्शनिस्ट, एक मर्डरर, एक कन्विक्टेड मर्डरर के बारे में आप इस प्रोग्राम में आके कह रहे हैं मैं उनका फैन हूं, तो आप फैन बने रहिए। मैं आई एम इनवाइटिंग पीयूष राय राइट नाउ। 1 मिनट तारिक लारी जी, 1 मिनट प्लीज वेट सर, प्लीज वेट।
और 2000 लोगों का कातिल प्राइम मिनिस्टर बन के बैठा है, सब पूरा दिख रहा है, क्रिमिनल
तारिक लारी जी जस्ट वेट अ मिनट। मुख्तार अंसारी इज डेड। आप उनको ग्रेट नहीं बना सकते,
क्योंकि
मुख्तार अंसारी इज डेड।
कौन ठाकुर मारा गया कहीं पे?
बट मुख्तार अंसारी इज डेड।
कौन ठाकुर मारा गया है? कौन माफिया ठाकुर?
मुख्तार अंसारी आपके साथ नहीं रहे अभी, आपके साथ नहीं है, इस दुनिया में नहीं है मुख्तार अंसारी।
उसको तो वाई श्रेणी की सुरक्षा।
चलिए देश बदल रहा है, उत्तर प्रदेश भी बदल रही है, आप भी बदल जाइए।
वाई श्रेणी की सुरक्षा
आप भी बदल जाइए, देश बदल रहा है, उत्तर प्रदेश बदल रहा है, भारत बदल रहा है, आप भी बदल जाइए।
वेल डन। माफियाओं को वाई श्रेणी की सुरक्षा दी जाती है और तारिक अहमद लारी जिसके ऊपर आज
ओके नाउ आई वांट टू गो टू पीयूष राय। लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, Piyush Rai, everybody is on, volume down. Piyush Rai, who is on the right hand side of the screen, viewers, 2 minutes, and I'll get everybody back. Piyush Rai is the son of Krishnanand Rai. अब ये कहानी बहुत जरूरी है लोगों को जानना। Krishnanand Rai was an MLA representing Mohammadabad Assembly constituency, which is in Ghazipur district. Okay, he defeated Mukhtar Ansari's brother, Afzal Ansari, and he won the Mohammadabad constituency of Ghazipur district. Now, when he did that, he was a threat to the illegal businesses of Mukhtar Ansari. In 2005, Piyush Rai's father, Krishnanand Rai, was coming home when he was attacked. और यही मुख्तार अंसारी, ये इनके समय में, they used to have AK-47s, and Piyush, I just want to share this with you, 400 bullets were pumped into your father's body. 400 bullets. And आज भी ऐसे लोग हैं जो इनको हीरो बनाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. तो I just want to ask you, when you hear these people, what would you like to say to them? आप क्या कहना चाहेंगे उनको?
Actually, thank you, Arnab, for inviting me on your show. And really, I'm not surprised by these people are making heroes of Mukhtar Ansari. I'm totally not surprised by them because I was listening everybody's views on his past karma, and I don't know the name, but some of the one member of the panelists, I think he is the spokesperson of SP. He was referring that Mukhtar Ansari was never a member of Samajwadi Party, and I'm sure that he is right. He was never a member of Samajwadi Party. So just ask him, does he believe that Mukhtar Ansari is a mafia and gangster or not? Just ask him one thing. Is Mukhtar Ansari or was Mukhtar Ansari a mafia or a gangster or not? The gang number IS 191 was on his name. And the people who were involved in those gangs were the mass murderers like Munna Bajrangi, Sanjeev Jiva, Rakesh Pandey, Hero, and there were many people who were involved in his gang. And his gang was still now active till date. And we don't know what they are going to do in the future. But are these Samajwadi Party leaders or any other political parties, what they are doing with this social status between the people, that by making a hero out of Mukhtar Ansari, they are demeaning their basic line of politics that if somebody is a criminal, whether he belongs to any caste or any religion, he should be always told that he is a criminal, whether he is of any caste or any religion. One of the Samajwadi spokesperson was asking, did any Chhatri was ever killed? Yes, Prem Prakash Singh Bunna Bajrangi was a Chhatri. He was killed in the jail. There was a judicial investigation.
and he was also
all the
his
members
property
who
was
killed your
also
father
seized.
has been
And
killed.
yes,
All
Vikas
the
Dubey
members
was
who killed
also
your father
criminal.
has
He
been
was
killed.
a Brahmin.
Am I right or
He was
wrong,
never
Mr. Piyush?
asked whether he was a
Why not
Brahmin
Bridget
or
Singh killed till now?
government never
Why not
makes
Chulbul
any
Singh?
these issues like what is the religion of a criminal. We always know,
Your mother has said बाबा जी ने मेरी सुन ली. Your mother said बाबा जी ने
when my
मेरे साथ
father was
इंसाफ किया है.
killed
बाबा जी
in
ने मेरी सुन ली.
2005, there were these people were also there at that time, and no issues was raised why a Brahmin Bumiyar criminal, why a Brahmin Bumiyar MLA was killed and his shikha was cut down from forehead.
असलियत निकली ना मुंह से पीयूष जी कि आपके पिताजी क्रिमिनल थे. असलियत निकली आपके मुंह से कि आपके पिताजी क्रिमिनल थे. ये देखिए ये असलियत है. ये असलियत है पीयूष जी के मुंह से निकल रही है.
एक समाज को क्यों बेइज्जत किया गया, उसकी शिखा काट के उसके सर पे 400 गोलियां चलाने के बाद उसके सर पे पॉइंट ब्लैंक से हर व्यक्ति के सर पे 5-5 गोलियां क्यों मारी गई. क्यों नहीं ये सब प्रश्न समाजवादी पार्टी के या बहुजन समाज पार्टी के जो भी लीडर्स हैं या कांग्रेस के जो भी लीडर्स हैं, उन लोगों ने ये प्रश्न उस समय इनके भाई अफजाल अंसारी समाजवादी पार्टी के सांसद थे, क्यों नहीं पूछे उनसे कि क्यों ऐसा हो रहा है आपके कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी में, कैसे विधायक की हत्या की जा रही है. और आपको अगर ये लगता है कि अगर मुख्तार अंसारी समाजवादी पार्टी के नहीं मेंबर रहे हैं तो आपके अखिलेश यादव की फोटो मुख्तार अंसारी के घर के क्यों इतने करीबी फोटो उनके साथ हैं, क्या रिश्ते रहे हैं. जब वो बसपा में रहे हैं तो उनसे उनके साथ नजदीकी बढ़ाने के क्या कारण है. अर्नब, आई थिंक द होल रीजन बिहाइंड दिस इज द ओनली मियर पॉलिटिक्स ऑफ वोट बैंक एंड तुष्टीकरण की राजनीति ने इस देश के पॉलिटिक्स में एक ही चीज तय किया है कि जब जब चुनाव होंगे तब तक वोट बैंक के लिए ऐसी पार्टियां, ऐसे दलें अपने इस्तेमाल के लिए वोट बैंक की राजनीति करती रहेंगी. उनके लिए अपराधी का हमेशा मजहब निकल के आ जाएगा. किसी भी व्यक्ति में जब चुनाव खत्म हो जाएंगे तो फिर उनका काम निकल जाएगा. फिर वो अगले 5 साल का इंतजार करेंगे कि कब किस अपराधी के मजहब के बारे में चर्चा की जाए. तो ये दशा है पॉलिटिक्स की. ये थोड़ी सी ड्रॉबैक्स हैं, पर मेरा मानना है कि एक मिनिमम डिकोरम होनी चाहिए पॉलिटिक्स में, जो हम और आप एक तय करें कि जो अपराधी इस समाज के लिए हानिकारक है तो उसके बारे में खुले तौर पे हमें कहना होगा कि हाँ ये अपराधी है. मुख्तार अंसारी इसलिए अपराधी है क्योंकि वो
नहीं बिल्कुल. देखिए, इट इज टाइम टू स्पीक ओपनली. मैं पहले
की बात हो रही है कि उनकी हत्या
लारी जी मैं एक बार आई वांट टू गो टू आसिफ सोहेल.
हत्या होने पे सब खुश होते हैं.
आई वांट टू गो टू आसिफ सोहेल फॉर 1 मिनट बिकॉज़ ही इज नॉट स्पोकन.
आज वो मरे हैं, कल आप मरेंगे, परसों मैं मरूंगा.
आसिफ
सबकी बराबर है.
did people like did some political parties, whether SP or BSP, outsource Muslim vote banks to people like Atiq Ahmed and Mukhtar Ansari or not? कि आप अपना दबदबा न बनाए रखिए, आप पैसे बनाइए, खूब एक्सटॉर्शन कीजिए, फिरौती कीजिए, किडनैपिंग कीजिए, मर्डर कीजिए, ठीक समय पे हमें वोट बैंक ले आइए और हमको रेगुलर पैसा देते रहिए. यही तो बात आती है ना. 100 करोड़ 200 करोड़ 1000 करोड़ की कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्सटॉर्शन इंडस्ट्री, ऐसा ही तो चल रहा था देश. So the communal angle is there, the business angle is also there. Yes, Asif Sohail.
बॉन्ड से चल रहा है एक्सटॉर्शन. अर्नब, अब इलेक्ट्रॉल बॉन्ड से एक्सटॉर्शन हो रहा है.
मैं जवाब दूंगा अर्नब इसका. देखिए, एक तो पहली बात फिलोखत का जो मुद्दा है, सुनिए सर, मुझे बोलने दीजिए आप. फिलोखत का जो मुद्दा है मुख्तार अंसारी के मौत के ऊपर, देखिए यूपी हिंदुस्तान का नंबर 1 स्टेट है जिसमें कस्टोडियल डेथ 900 के ऊपर हुए हैं. ठीक है, कभी बंदूक की गोली से मारा जाता है, तो कभी जहर दे के मारा जाता है, कभी बुलडोजर से मारा जाता है, कभी नाम पूछ के मारते हैं, कभी इबादत गाहों को तोड़ते हैं. यहाँ पे देखिए कोई रूल ऑफ लॉ नहीं है, बंदूक से चला जाता है. संविधान तो खत्म हो चुका है. और रही बात, देखिए मैं मुख्तार अंसारी को सपोर्ट नहीं कर रहा हूँ. वो जो थे गलत थे, उनको मारने का हक किसी को नहीं था. कानून उनको सजा दी थी और वो कानून के मुजरिम थे, वो सजा काट रहे थे. ज्यादा पीयूष जी के फादर उनको जो मरे हैं वो बहुत ही गलत बात है. उनकी भी मौत के ऊपर हमें अफसोस जाहिर करना चाहिए. देखिए, कोई पार्टी का आदमी कोई दूध का धुला नहीं है. ये लोग को इस्तेमाल किया गया है, भाजपा हो या दूसरे पार्टी हो, कोई भी वक्त के ऊपर हर किसी को इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं. पहले गैंगस्टर का गुंडागर्दी चल रही थी, आज पॉलिटिकल गुंडागर्दी चल रही है. आज फर्क क्या रह गया है बताइए आप. लोगों को चुन चुन कर मार रहे हैं। एक पॉलिटिकल किलिंग सिर्फ एक टारगेट मुस्लिम वक्त के ऊपर क्यों हो रहा है?
कैसे आपको पता कि मारा है? यशोवर्धन आजाद, कैन दिस काइंड ऑफ एलिगेशन बी मेड विदाउट एनी प्रूफ? आप गलत बोल रहे हैं, लोगों को भड़का रहे हैं। हाउ कैन यू से मारा गया? ही हैड हार्ट अटैक, इनको हार्ट अटैक हुआ है, आप कह रहे हैं मारा गया?
इन लोगों ने
9,000 के ऊपर लोग
कर रहे हैं।
एनकाउंटर का नाम पे
नहीं, पोर्ट्रेल आप कर रहे हैं यशोवर्धन आजाद।
यहां तक कि भी
हार्ट अटैक हुआ है,
आपकी मदर ने पोर्ट्रेट किया,
कोई सेलिब्रेट थोड़ी कर रहा है कि किसी को हार्ट अटैक हुआ है।
ये बोल कानून से चलता है ना, बल्कि किसी के नागपुर यूनिवर्सिटी से चलता है।
बनाया जा रहा है जैसे उनका मर्डर किया गया।
आप जबरदस्ती
सरकार डिसाइड करेगी किसको कब कार्डियक अरेस्ट हो जाए।
इलेक्शन का टाइम है, इसको डाइवर्ट करने के लिए ये हुआ है, समझ रहे हैं आप?
अरे आप कैसे बात कर रहे हैं यशोवर्धन आजाद? आई थिंक
गलत तो गलत
this is an irresponsible allegation. I think you must respond to
that.
that.
It's absolutely wrong. Ansari और
And in fact, I have said that even the state does not benefit by killing him because he had already been convicted in 5 cases. It neither helps the police and it doesn't help the state also. The other thing is, the most important thing is whether it was poisoning. That is an allegation which has been made. That will come out in the toxicology report. What is the judicial inquiry for? And therefore, to give a judgment already before.
सर मेरा सवाल ये है, उनकी ऑटोप्सी इन कैमरा की गई क्या? उतना अगर है तो उनकी ऑटोप्सी इन कैमरा करी जानी चाहिए था। अब वो सैंपल्स रखेंगे, इंक्वायरी होगी, सब होगा, ये सब बेकार बातें होने की। गोली से मार रहे, किसी को जहर से मारा जा रहा है, गलत बात है ये।
लेकिन डॉक्टर से आप जो चाहे लिखवा लीजिए, मुझे भी तरीके मालूम है सब।
आप सुने नहीं तो बात दूसरी है। जो आप पॉइजनिंग की बात कर रहे हैं सुहेल साहब, वो टॉक्सिकोलॉजी के रिपोर्ट में 4 सप्ताह बाद जुडिशियल इंक्वायरी में आ जाएगी। उसको तो छिपा नहीं सकते हैं ना, वो तो जज की बात है। और जो पहली बात है मेडिकल अटेंशन की, वो भी उसमें आ जाएगी।
950 लोग जो है सो कस्टोडियल डेथ हुए सारे।
Okay, viewers, I'm closing this debate at this point because I've overshot the time limit. I just want to say to everyone, Talik Lari, and also to to Mr. Vivek Silas, that don't see, he is and was a gangster. Don't lionize him. Don't try to build a sympathy campaign for him. Nobody has any sympathy for Mukhtar Ansari. I'm saying the man doesn't deserve sympathy, Mr. Lari. You don't need to build up sympathy for him. Okay, viewers, I will close it there. When I come back, viewers, from Mukhtar Ansari, we'll go to the story that's doing the rounds. You may have heard that the United Nations, that the United States have all been condemning Kejriwal's arrest and the Congress tax notices. When I come back on the other side, I'll tell you why I think both the questions and the answers being reported in the media are planted and false in a few minutes.
Amity faculty have filed over 2,100 patents. Yet another reason why Amity has been ranked among the top for innovation achievements.
दुनिया की सबसे पुरानी भाषा तमिल भाषा हिंदुस्तान की है। मैं दुनिया को बताना चाहता हूं, सबसे पुरानी भाषा का गर्व प्राप्त है, वो मेरी तमिल भाषा है।
Good evening and welcome, viewers. Controversy is raging around the Supreme Court once again. So much controversy around the country's highest court all the time is not good. And most unfortunately, all this controversy happens every time on the eve of every election, especially the general elections. And the Supreme Court of India is willy-nilly dragged into political issues, and that's not good either. It's very bad. I've always maintained that it is wrong to use the Supreme Court rooms to fight political battles. But it happens all the time.
And now it's getting very intense, the political controversies around the Supreme Court. 600 lawyers saying that there is a concerted attempt to surround the Supreme Court with pressure tactics. Pressurize the courts, to smear the courts. And with all of this happening, with the hashtag Supreme Court controversy, we must address this burning issue. What are these political parties fighting about? If the fight is over money and access to money, if the fight is over whether some parties are getting more money and others are getting less money, and the fight is over whether you got more money, I got more money, you got these many crores, I got these many crores, ladies and gentlemen, fight it out in the public arena. Why make the Supreme Court the center over a fight over money? What is this fight about, really? Is it about whether the PMLA Act should be used against scam kingpins? Then why drag the courts into it? Were other people like Naresh Trehan or Jet Airways or Wadhwans of DHFL who are accused of grace?
कांग्रेस को जब से कर्नाटका में मौका मिला है तो इन्होंने कर्नाटका को अपना एटीएम बना दिया है। इंडी अलायंस वाले लोग बार बार जानबूझकर हिंदू धर्म का अपमान करते हैं। इनका हर बयान बहुत सोचा समझा हुआ होता है।
March of terror in Pakistan. Chinese workers killed in suicide bomb blast. Is Pakistan in a position to garner security to the Chinese? Debating tonight at 10:30 p.m.
कांग्रेस को जब से कर्नाटका में मौका मिला है तो इन्होंने कर्नाटका को अपना एटीएम बना दिया है।
Mystery over US-UN remarks on Kejriwal. UN wades into row over Kejriwal's arrest. Is US engineering anti-Indian narrative? Debating tonight at 10 p.m.
इंडी अलायंस वाले लोग बार बार जानबूझकर हिंदू धर्म का अपमान करते हैं। इनका हर बयान बहुत सोचा समझा हुआ होता है।
From the Delhi studios of Republic TV, it's time for The Debate.